Welcome back to Tradespotting, where we're going to take a look at the charts for AMC and GME and then get that out of the way and get straight in to Tadpole Games, which in some senses has already started. It's our treat. You can immediately get into teams. One of the following 5 teams: peaches, pirates, koala bears, red flags, or penguins. Those team names again: peaches, pirates, koala bears, red flags, penguins. Okay? Get it. Jump in one of those teams. Then, from your team, pick a captain and choose wisely. Many of you will be eliminated before we reach the final of Tadpole Games. Perhaps you've heard about this. It's a tough journey. To reach the final, you have 3 avenues. 1, draw and tweet publicly at _Tradespotting a picture of an astronaut tadpole. Number 2, find a meme generator and post a tadpole meme on r/Tradespotting. There's a thread there, you'll see it, it's pretty obvious. If I laugh at either of these 2 challenges, you will get through and have a chance at life-changing success. Not just for you, but for your fellow man. Or you can take the 3rd, tried and tested option. Overcome the grinding difficulty, tear your body through the rasping, grating rounds, and somehow fight off every other challenger through friendships and betrayals to reach the tadpole's base. Each member of the team must pick and state publicly their favorite color. Your choices are from blue, red, yellow, green, and purple. That's blue, purple, green, yellow, red. You can put the same or different colors as each other. But first, we're going to look at the charts and get the technical analysis out of the way for Gamestop and AMC. That's the technical analysis that we're famous for here across the Tradespotting and Rocky Outcrop channels, where we call moves like nobody else can. And here are those charts where those moves all originate. Let's look at the TA and see how things evolve. Immediately obvious is the drawings on the RSI. Here you can see a signature for reaccumulation, which precedes all previous highs on the charts. You can see us consolidating at support, putting in some sort of a formation that looks like a triangle. People describe it as a wedge. I'm not sure where you buy your wedges. This is the RSI, the MACD, and Rocky Outcrop's DMI. You've also got Rocky Outcrop's on-screen flash behind us on the charts. Not that there are any flashes to take our mind at this point. The daily time frame, you can see that 206.60 is the price, down 5.51%. Boy, did he call that drop, somebody said on Twitter earlier. Thank you very much. Yes, I did, as if with every other move. And perhaps you'll have realized that I called all these moves when we were down here and drew these targets and talked about these retests and even said what it would look like on these indicators, which is now currently looking very good. But we're not going to spend much time on the daily time frame. We're going to go right down to the 5-minute. We're going to go back to the start of today. Here's that flash that was filled in. Today began. 8th to the 9th of November was the changeover. Prices were hovering just below the 0.5 of our previous Fibonacci at the start of the day today. We had the Rocky Outcrop DMI flash that suggested the prices were going to go at least to 212. So an amazing money saver there for you, should that come to pass, as it always seems to. We failed this cross on the 5 minutes, tested the 200 once, failed to get back to the 50, dropped below the 200 and are now on these small time frames hovering above it. Before the day starts, it's fairly obvious that prices are going down the way. Here is that start. Boom, there you go. Prices jumped up, touched support, immediately dropped down, filled in that flash, continuation, the cross with your simple moving averages. You cover to the 50 but fail. You're below your own center line on the RSI, and price action is yet to turn around. We have a touch of bearish bullish divergence at this low. It's on a 5-minute time frame. We go back up to the 15-minute and you can only see there only is one low. It touched the bottom of the bearish control zone and recovered its own moving average. Is now making its way out of that bearish control. You see that we're below an important level of support, 1/2. Thank you so much for that donation. It just came in. That's from Tadpoles 690. What a number. What's got floppy hair, bad taste in music, and is going to lose Tadpole Games? Yep, good guess. All of the Doomslayers. Thank you very much, Tadpoles. We look forward to seeing you shortly. And I don't think you should be quite so confident. We have a very good group of challengers today. Welcome, challengers. Welcome. So price action evolves as we suspected to the downside. We see a negative cross on the 15-minute time frame. Price action was there or thereabouts at the time. Does it need an extra cross on top of that? Not necessarily. Onto the 30-minute time frame here. You see these levels of support being broken. Likely we do come down again. You've got bearish divergence on these highs. It does likely test a 200 period moving average on a significant time frame. The first one is the hourly. It takes us down to around 194. There's an important level of support, obviously psychological, at 200. And then we've got various support levels below. But ultimately, you're looking at this stage for a higher low, having put in a higher high on the weekly timeframes, which would suggest you potentially do come down to around the target Rocky and I have been talking about for a while now, 171. Onto that 4-hour time frame, you've got a positive cross now. That comes in at around $190. The 50-period simple moving average is very positive slope on it. That isn't necessarily dictating the singular direction of price action, though it does speak to trend, and we can see and hope that this continues in a positive slope with a positive splay between it and the 200 simple period moving average, which itself pointing up as well. Both of them reaching the apex of this formation as price action does. Obviously they follow it along here, but now they're poking out their heads out of the top side of what was previously resistance, and it gives added credence to the idea that around 193 might be support. That could be on a body close on a 4-hour candle, which on a smaller time frame could go down lower, or it could be on the 12-hour that we're looking for interesting information. This is a time frame I don't normally check in with, but you can see the golden cross has just happened, and you can see looking left we've also got higher highs here on smaller time frames than the daily and the weekly and so on. So does this speak to a continuation of a trend that gets caught with a retrace down at around mid 180? And that be the body close with slightly lower wicks, or does this the lowest that price action gets on this particular move here where it is at the minute, this horizontal below us, or this cross on those moving averages? And there we are now back at the daily time frame where things started. You can see the extent of this Fibonacci. You drop below the 236 of your previous move, you're likely going to continue up if you beat it, but we're below it now. And let's take a Fibonacci, mess up these charts even more so it's even harder for people to see. From this low to this high, drop it in where it actually belongs. Delete this Fibonacci, it's in the way. Thank you very much. After we dropped through this 236, most of that was wick. You're obviously going to come back and test different levels. Your golden pocket's in there at 194.60 up to 197. There's an awful lot of reasons why it could bounce at that area should it get there and not continue lower, but we'll see how it goes when it arrives. 2-day time frame, you can see you're still above your important levels on your RSI. You have had a flash on the DMI on the 2-day time frame here, though it's hard to see exactly what's going on in the background of the charts because of all my drawings, though it is also there. And price action filled it, but that doesn't mean the volatility is over. Let's see how it evolves up. 3-day time frame, also positive. Great signature there. Also very good on the horizontals on the charts with the higher body closes, and then onto the weekly where we see this higher high on the weekly time frame, beginning a new uptrend on the weekly. We haven't seen that in the whole of 2021. And you've got here this RSI still persisting above the center line. Now it's picking a slightly higher leg up than it normally does. It's above its own moving average. You've got a positive trend winning out between this period of flux on your Rocket Eclipse DMI, and you've got lessening and lessening momentum throughout the last number of weeks. So now that we're breaking horizontals, maybe some more of that momentum comes back on these higher time frames, and we find it in places like this 4 hour after proper tests of the RSI's new bearish control zone or the top of it, as price action reaches as a horizontal level of support, and we see more strength in the trend from Rocket Crop's indicator here. Plus, like I say, where does that RSI recover? And then on the 12 hour, very interesting to measure how this cross and test plays out, where the RSI ends up with regards to its previous low, and then how our momentum looks. Does it collapse? Do we just take it down enough so that we have a now positive cross on the MACD just below the center line? But again, when price action is above the 200, that comes through all at the same time after a positive test of these two moving averages and a strengthening of the trend with a positive slope on the ADX, then you'll be so happy with the GME. AMC is down 11.38% today. This is the start of the AMC section. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the GME part, as I take a breath. So you see this, we predicted it would be a high. It indeed is. You've come back and found support on your RSI at the center level here on 12 hour. Let's go up to the daily and start there, where you've got the same signature. You are increasing in your momentum, pushing to the top side, and you've got a positive trend still in effect and winning. That is because your horizontals, you know, you're still relatively high up here compared to most recent price action. On that, that most recent price action with this Fibonacci here, you see the 236 at 44.39. Once we broke that, price action was going down. 44 and change was a support level, or resistance alternatively, like we talked about for weeks now, and we came back down to around the $40 level. 39.93 for close. It's now $40 after hours. Do I view this as a collapse? No, not really. 10% is a lot in a day, but that's the nature of this asset. Holding the center line on the RSI, building momentum, positive trend. So the daily, everything still looks okay despite that little bit of a pullback down to the 12 hour. And is it as interesting as GME's? Not really, so I'm not spending any time there. 4 hour. Yeah, higher low on this part of this trend. So even on the tiny little side of things, it could continue from here. This drop below its center line, that's not positive. You have a sign that the negative momentum may pick up, and you have a current period of flux determined by the Rocket Crops DMI down here, which also comes in as you would expect in the fashion of a lovely smacker from Rick and Morty. This is the Rick and Morty lips, and then as you can see, price action coming back, testing this 50 period below the 200. Those have a negative slope on the 200, not necessarily yet on the 50, though it's not very dramatic either way, and they have a negative splay, which suggests that the trend is actually still down across a number of ways of looking at it. Let's drop down to the 1 hour and look at that trend again. You've dropped into the bearish control zone. You've broken your 886 Fibonacci, so likely there is extension targets, either the 1272 at 37.50, 1414, or much more likely the 1618 down at $35. That's what the Fibonacci says, especially when you build in the RSI there and the nature of price action over the last, since yesterday at 6 o'clock, my time. So yes, as price action evolves and this downtrend peters out, we'll work out what it's likely to do when it reaches support, but it's still got a little bit of strength in it at the minute. I do see it poking above the bearish control zone there in hourly. 15 minutes, I expect it's more of that, but only skirting along it. That's not very positive there, 15 minutes. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's going up, but really it isn't. It could even turn into a swing failure. It looks bad on the smaller time frames. 30-minute ADX has got a positive position. It's above the DI minus, itself above the DI plus. That speaks to the downtrend. This is weak as shit, this RSI signature. It's real bad. And then you've had a cross on the MACD. You got it when price action was below the 200, which likely pulls you up there, which is back to $40.80. Whoop-de-doop-de, that's shit. 1 hour, 50 period above you at 41.65. That's where you're aiming to again. You need to test the center line, at least, if not get above it. And you don't want to break below this 200 period moving average at 38, because then you're not going to stop like straight underneath it at the 1272. You're going to go either at the 144 or the 1618. Looking left to the horizontals, now that we're on an hourly time frame, which is significant, you want to get in at a higher low than 34. You really want that. A 236 from this previous Fibonacci here, 36 and change. That is close to your 1414 of those most recent Fibonacci falling down, but doesn't look like that's going to be enough of a reason. Horizontals always sucking you in here to the 1618 for a higher low at 35.28. And there's another donation. Gerardo Spatsui, super chat $4.99. Can you take a look at Amazon into the end of the week with PT? Thanks. PT with PT. What does that mean? Well, I'll look at it the way I would have looked at it, and I'll try and figure out what PT means. Thank you very much, Gerardo Spatuzzi. Where are you from? Are you from Italy, Mr. Spatuzzi? That's a cool name. Thanks very much for the donation. How are you doing, my friend? Are you looking forward to Tadpole Games? I shall certainly take a look at Amazon when I've finished with AMC, and then I'm going to look at BGFV, and then into, somebody asked me to before I got started, and then into the Tadpole Games. So we're finishing off AMC. Everything looks a little bit disappointing on AMC. So let's talk about how price action evolved. Obviously, they had positive earnings news, and nobody really likes positive news nowadays. The worse your fundamentals are, the better it turns out. We'll go down to the 5-minute time frame. Start of the 9th of November today. Oh, what a long day it seems to suggest it was. Though it wasn't. It was actually quite a flat day. Is that the replay button not already hit? Yeah, great, Jimmy. Here we are in the charts. Start of the day now. AMC. I had a little bit of a positive move there at the end of yesterday, having touched a support area. You've got the 200 and the 50 period above you. The 50 is quickly gunning for that 200. That's not going to be great, even if price action does test above 44.39. Looks like a resistance level. We've already seen this here. Price action that we would expect to happen would be a failure if it does reach this 236. Likely a test of the 50 period, but no guarantee. Golden pocket down here at 41 and change. 41.44, that would be that'd be important support, but as you can see, looking left, touched it once. Below that, you're breaking a horizontal. 2 of them that are important, 3 of them that are important. You're back into your previous range. The support down there is at 41.17. That's not even important, really. It's this low where you manage to like put in a turnaround here at 39.33. These sort of areas, this is where we talked about here, 39 change, 38.90. These sort of supports are likely to catch things should it go there violently and quickly. Space Monkey 420, Doomslayers will slaughter the tadpoles off with their heads. Hey, you're going to attract their wrath now, Space Monkey. Careful now. Thank you very much for the 420. It's appreciated. Cheers, buddy. So 236 is what we're looking at, likely resistance above us, and then down here, 38.79. These are the sort of areas, $39 and change, that you're looking to, thinking price action is going to go to. The fact that we've seen where it went to is irrelevant. That's still what the indicators of everything tells you. And we looked at the whole TA at the end of the today anyway, like 5 minutes ago. That's just what we finished doing. You could see it didn't look very good, so you really know how it's going to evolve. It's not fantastic. And here we are. We'll go slightly slower on this than we did on GME play. So it's pushing up there. You've hit your 2382. You've gone to your 50 period moving average. We expected at least that and would have suggested it would fail should it get to the 236, though it didn't. It went back down to your 0.5 on the Fibonacci. There's your 50 crossing the 200 as you expect. Touch above. Don't really get much out of that move. Immediately drop back down. Tiny gap on the 5 minutes, not really important. This 42.48 level looks really weak, being tested so much and not being able to get any sort of impetus to move to the top side and test resistance. Now you're just walking along it like a guy taking a long walk off a short pier. That's not positive. There goes the end of the pier there. And then he's down at the 786, and the 886 is just calling for you. And if you do, you're breaking this trend in a smaller time frame. You're looking at those horizontals and hoping they rescue you. It's all about this 886 here at 39.84. Haven't got below the 40. Whoop, there you go. That's close enough. Close enough is near enough. And if you understand it, near enough is close enough, then you'll never be without. There you go. A good test, having dropped even lower than our 886 at 39.84 down to this support area. 50 period then proves to be resistance on a recovery. You've got no real bullish divergence at the lows. You did have a cross in your MACD, but you're so far below your 200. And then look at this awful signature you're getting on Rocket Crux MACD. Maybe you get a recovery there. Is it happening? You've got a tiny chance. Nope, it's both going down. ADX popping up. You've got a flash there at 39 on the 5-minute time frame, and incoming volatility. Should that be a recovery to the top side and test this level at 41 and change? It's likely where your 200 period average finds it on the 5-minute time frame tomorrow, and price action then bounces down again. And should it depart from the 39.92 immediately without coming back beforehand, then that'll be the gap that it returns to. Perhaps tomorrow, perhaps at the end of the week, you're looking at this thinking, oh my goodness, what happened? And really, you just need to check back to Tuesday's video with Tradespotting, where you'll see that it's all cool as long as it puts in a higher low. And though it hasn't done any higher high or been really interested on higher time frames, GME may rescue it. This is GME itself, that we're looking to a positive test lower and thinking, having done such, have achieved such heady heights, such fantastic ambition with the price action recently, it would be perfectly natural to look for positive retest lower, and that's so very positive. Whereas AME hasn't got that signature yet, and that's true as there's naked as it happens. Up 5.98% today, 5-minute time frame, with a retrace there down at 72. You've got a little gap. We talked about how that pre-market after it might be a retrace. Haven't seen such positive post-market moves. Up at 1.02, coming down when it broke through this support at 89 at this wick high afterwards. When it touched it once up to around 92, that was a good sell. And then here you're coming in, test these levels that she broke out from again. Looks to be another good buy, and if you were to take this move up again, you would be able to see that would be a good area for support, perhaps. Could extend your stop out. You can manage your position that way. If we want to draw a fib on this and say, here was the low, this is the high, we broke this 236 and we're coming back in the golden pocket, perhaps this is the buy. Like I say, if you move that up, take your stop just to below the 786 here, and then you've got a different trade on that's quite good, quite positive. There's your 786. You've got a similar risk reward profile. You only need to take it to the 236 to get a trade that's worthwhile taking if signatures all look right. I don't know what your risk reward is because it's too spread out. It's not particularly healthy, though it does look around more than 2 to 1, and that's fine if you're managing the trade properly. I've taken profits. I'll likely re-enter some of them if it happens there. Maybe I'll be watching it tomorrow as it opens. Maybe it tests a little bit lower. If it does break this horizontal here and get back above the 236, I wouldn't be looking to this high. I'd be looking to the 236 of the overall dominant Fibonacci that the trend has been in with naked for a long time now, and you'd be testing up at around 1.38, 1.375. Take a little bit off the top just for luck, and then see something like that. Yeah, likely it is. That was naked. Rolls Royce up 3.6%, continuing this unbelievably fantastic doomsday and not got any divergence that's worth worrying about. There was a touch there, but then went on again, and you're holding this level of support. That was a trend change anyway, so you can't really build that in. 2 really excellent, obvious signatures on Rocket Crop DMI, giving you the move and speaking to continuation. Drop below the center line here in the 5 minutes, so maybe you do test your 200 or your support at 144.56. Probably down as low as 143 and change. And that would probably also be worth monitoring, but we'll see, because the trend likely continues. At least put in some sort of a blow-off move. I don't think that would be considered having happened yet. No double tops. And having tested these areas and broke through them, it's now using them as support on 5 minutes. And so we'll see how that goes tomorrow. But we were going to look at Amazon and Bifigivig. Well, we're straight to Amazon because it's here on the charts before anything else. Great strong moves there on the long. Let's go back to the daily time frame. Continuation to the top side. This is a very positive time of year for this company. We're at support though. These are areas we've drawn on before at some point. We've come up and touched it. 3595, 3597 something. whatever. What is that at? It says there 3596.46. And we got there having broke 3419, 3416, which was an area of resistance when we were below and it looking left. So that's like done what we had been talking about a while ago. It had put in a lot of obvious reasons to turn around when it was up here at the 3777, 3800. That test down to 3180. That's quite a big drop overall. 12-hour time frame, not interesting. 4-hour time frame, cross coming through here. 50 above the 200 speaks to continuation. That's likely. You've got positivity between these two peaks in your RSI. That's a good sign. Nothing wrong there. You're above your own moving average. You're testing the bullish control zone. You likely do slip into it and push up again. Maybe you get up and break your all-time highs here off the putback of this positive trend. ADX pointing up. It's not quite as high as the 40 level where you'd like to see it, but it's doing good. And then the MACD says bye. Says it's been saying bye for a while likely. Let's go 1-hour time frame here. This continuation, you broke through that line. You can just extend that now if you wanted. Say that was why. No. Broke through there, tested it, went off again. You could draw a wedge around that if you wanted. Right? Some people love doing this. Fake out to the downside, break out to the top side, retest, off you go, test your horizontal levels. There it is, right? This is the breakdown. It's also now testing it. It's likely resistance for a while. 50 period here, 200 period here. The cross coming through in the 4 hours likely tested. I mean, it's always tested on this, as you can see. And this is just recently, it's always tested. So it'll likely come down and test it again, that being this lower level of support at 3420. It's a change and you'll bounce between these two levels until such times as you break top side, most likely into the bullish control zone. Do it straight away, maybe, but I'd expect this to provide some form of resistance on the hourly time frame. Touch of divergence between these peaks. It's still in a good place though, and speaking to a trend range, you would likely see that positive momentum on the MACD continuing with a cross up here. You're above the 200, so it's not a buy signal, but it does suggest continuation. You've got really good strength here on your rocket crop DMI, really good. All the things that you want to see there are starting to form. Down in the 30-minute, you got that positive buy signal here on the MACD recently. You had a positive cross on rocket crop DMI as you broke through resistance. That's very strong, speaks to continuation, as does the fact that you're still persisting within the bullish control zone. The fact that that's bearish though, bearishly divergent, does speak to this again being resistance here. 50 period maybe comes up with you and catches it. Likely it forms resistance once you've slipped below it, and that's what leads you go on then test the 200 and or slip below and test this 316, 320 buck level. So that's what it looks like is going to happen for Amazon, like some form of this, and then maybe it goes on, maybe it's here it breaks out at, perhaps it's here, and then you're looking to this horizontal. It'll likely be a peak as well. It comes in around here. At that point you'll be thinking, maybe there is a little bit of a retrace, but you'd measure the strength of it. You'd look down and see, does this speak to bullishness? Does it talk about continuation? Do these moves in retrospect look like accumulation? And I can tell you they already do. Good signs, good signs. That's only 30 minutes, but we came from somewhere where we also agreed it was good. There's your 50 holding things up, your 200 slipping into that hard range. Your RSI though has failed and your MACD is coming down, and you've got a test coming up on the rocket crops DMI. So throughout tomorrow I expect to see a little bit of like testing higher, likely fails, then retrace on Amazon. And a little bit of an obvious range likely for the next wee while with that thing. So hope that is some help, Gerardo. I didn't get around to reading the messages in chat afterwards. I'm super sorry. I've been trying to bash through things and speak clearly, so my mind's full of those tiny little thoughts. Quicker and speak clearer. Right, so we're going to go down now and look at this interesting little one. Where are you? Here it is. BGFV. Continuation gap, 15 minutes, daily time frame. Wow, nice, strong move. Oops, where did you come from, little crayon? Right, so there's your continuation of this move, right? 50 period, 200 period, that all looks very positive. You're above this, and currently sitting at a close at 38.87. After hours, that was represented a move of 11.01%. which was a great start to the day. And then when you go down to like the 4-hour time frame, and I turn on, like you can see extended hours, we're now up at 41.50, which is a further 6.77% on this thing. So it keeps moving. It's very volatile. It's probably got a tiny float. You can see here, you're just like there's nobody selling this thing. And then you see an RSI, like that speaks to like that, and that recovery and that continuation, should it not end up being bearish, like is insane. It's insane if this goes on and doesn't turn bearish, which it would do if this at any stage turns around before the RSI. Well, I mean, no, not really. I mean, actually, it's likely. I mean, it's in the content. No, actually, we'll see, right? We'll see. RSI has to push up. This is definitely an uptrend. And price action is below your previous wick, so there's debate to be had, but we'll see how it goes. It continues likely now, 45 spot, 41 spot 40 is it? Let's see, I don't know. Is it still trading? Is there post-market on at the minute? There's the 1 minute time frame. You've got lots of gaps on this thing on smaller time frames. And so do they get filled? Perhaps, but there's likely bounces in there. It'll be people washing their in and out of their positions. Your 50 period here at 38 and your 200 at 35. There's such a big percentage gap. You know, the range between these moving averages speaks to further volatility within this thing. That's not over yet. There's lots of different gaps at lots of different areas. Support's down at $30. Remember that. 15 minutes, you've got gaps on the 15 minute at that same area. Your 200 is above it. And you've also got gaps obviously immediately underneath you on the 15 minute. On the 30 minute, it's the same. Got positive sign on your momentum. You're doing really well there, and it's just like fantastic signature on all three there. 1 hour, great bullish control zone, horrible gap. This could easily, like, you know, it's after hours, so you can't build it in too much, but there. And 4 hour, no gap at this stage. Hard to define that as a bearish candlestick in this sense, and suppose it is still extra, is it? Yeah, put it on a regular hours now. They're on the 4 hour time frame. It is a lower high. You have failed yet to make it into the bullish control zone on the daily when you're not looking at the after hour pricing. And you can see you've gone up and done very well on the MACD, and you're still doing great on your LK crop. So things looking very, very good. Speaking to why there is so much volume after hours, turn that back on again. Speaks why there is lift. Previous resistance, likely where people take profits at on the move, after hours or not. If it does break beyond that, it's got a huge move coming on it as well. This was the retest, so you get your extensions from this, fairly straightforward. 1272 at 47.44, 1414 at $50 and change, and then 1618 up at 54.59, 39. That's where it's go if it keeps going. Take it from this previous low, drop in our high. Here's your 236. You've held that at 36.39 when you came back down, bounced up again. That's so positive. If you do break that area, your golden pocket takes you below support to your previous horizontal at 28.46. And if you do drop down, that's probably a very good re-entry, dropping here and then see how things go, depending on why it is that it's finally come down and what the CEO is having to be saying at the time, if it is the CEO, this person. What is it that's driving these after hour prices here? So anyway, you've got a little gap above there. Opening range is likely where that gets filled, and then see if there's continuation tomorrow. Previous peak likely is resistance at 42 and change, but you're already there after market, so we'll see where the new peaks are when market opens. 200 at 32, this support at 30, and then your horizontal at 28. Those are the re-entries, you know. This one obviously gives you a much better risk management opportunity because you can put stops in at these levels here if you want, which is where you'll still have to put your stop in if this is your entry, you see. So there's like a bigger stop distance, which increases the risk that you're going to have to pay if it goes wrong. And then there's your 236 re-entry, which is also a test of this horizontal where price action put in definitive different pattern above it, though there is a gap. So that would be another re-entry. It's very attractive. Those bad entries often are look quite attractive. And how do you manage to turn around and come back up again? Not necessarily going to happen on this shot, but we will see. it would then look to me to go to the golden pocket, at which point you'd have an entry, and that's a safer trade on the drop back down. It would speak to the idea that this is perhaps double topped. I'd prefer to see it go on, put in some sort of divergent high, and that give it a healthy reason to look to a retrace. So that's the TA on those things. I could have perhaps covered other things, but it isn't the time for other things. It's the time for Tadpole Games! Tadpole Games! Tadpole Games! Tadpole Games is our game. This is it. It's Tadpole Games. Nobody can beat us. Yes, they can. It's the Tadpoles. They beat us all the time, but we're going to try. We'll give our best shot. We've been down a number of teammates. We don't know if we're going to make it, but we're looking at it. I see people are fighting in the background there. That's great. Everybody slay each other. Take care of that business with it. Brilliant. Shit, what team am I in? It's up to you, Chris, but you gotta make your mind up. It's that time. It's that make your mind up time. Well, what a tune. What an amazing tune that was. Two things I'd like to say before we get started. Big shout out to Houston Wade, who was very nice and gave Rocky and I one out the other day. Said we were his favourite GME YouTubers up there with Pi-Fi, who would agree with. I'd agree with that assessment. And shout out to you, Houston. You're a unique and fantastic gentleman. I love you. I'm going to have you on this show soon, and we're going to have a brilliant evening. And now on back to those talks about those frickin' tadpoles, man. Those frickin' tadpoles. Like, some people don't understand what we're up against. They think that it's a joke, that it's easy, that anyone could do it. They don't understand how important it is, that this is our tryst, our tryst. Here it is where we meet again to take on those serendipitous tadpoles with great ebullience. We sing again our bodacious axiom. We are sanguine, ethereal, effervescent song with opulence and enthusiasm. We'll never sing a lullaby or rest in our paradoxical fight for peace against our nemesis, these tadpoles. Never suffering with languor. We cherish our eternal struggle. We are the panacea. We are the doomslayers. And as you know, this is Tadpole Games. I hope you've joined your teams. Those are peaches, pirates, koala bears, red flags, and penguins. Or penguins. It's up to you how you like to pronounce it. Those teams again are red flags, penguins, koala bears, peaches, and pirates. After you've joined, I hope by now you've managed to, then you pick your captain and you choose them wisely. Are you ready? Have you submitted your potential skips through to the final via Twitter or on the meme option if you don't find yourself to be all that much of an artist and are funny? Then there's memes, and there's a particular place that those could be submitted. Should you prefer the environs of Reddit to the acerbic nature of Twitter? That's fine. You make your own decision, Doomslayer. We're going right now, without further ado, to round number one. Here we are, round number one. We know what it is. It's the general knowledge quiz. And we're going to get started with some real good knowledge. Real good knowledge. Tadpole Games is soon to begin. Begin. Yes, Tadpole Game number 6, round number 1. Are you ready? If not, you have no excuse. If you're fighting down below in the middle, that's cool, I understand. But this is it. 1 minute, 25 seconds. Get your bum comfy on your seat. Get your brain tuned in. Quickly scan through all the things you've ever learned or seen or heard in your entire life so that now you'll be able to recall them easily as the time counts down and things kick off. 60 seconds, friends. 60 seconds. 60 seconds. This is scary. This is exciting. As I say, we burn with the glory of our own ebullience. Despite the difficulty that we face ahead of us, 404 knowledge not found. Brad Ghoulish, you need to reconnect. Quickly, I'm going to do a quick lap around the house just to get ready. Okay. I'm back. It's not a very big house, and I've still got 15 seconds left. What about you? Oh, you've also got that similar amount of time. Here we are, Doomslayers, right at the verge, right at the cliff edge. And there's more to come about cliffs. Ruggiest squats, Jamie has laps. You telling me. We got it all over here. And here goes. Which of these colours is not featured in the logo for Google, whoever they are? Yellow. 1 is yellow. 2 pink. 3 green. 4 blue. Do your best to answer correctly and not to cheat. Though there is more about that coming up later. Though I don't know how you could even possibly cheat at this. I don't think it is possible. You have a number of seconds, not very many, to plop in your answer. 7 left. If you get it wrong, you get it wrong. And that's it. Those seconds were up. You think that was a quick 7 seconds? Wait till you see the next seconds we've got coming. So that question was, which colours of these are not featured in the logo for Google? The answer, of course, was one of those that were in there. And if you got the correct one, then well done. You're so smart. Hey, you genuine smarty pants, you. Is the rest of your team so smart? If not, remember who they are. That will be important later. Later. 2, pink. Apparently pink is not featured there, say some people. Well, if you say so. If you say so. Thank you, thank you. You're all very, very welcome. Yes, genuine smarty pants out there. Hey, the peaches are really going for it. I see there's a lot of peaches and the odd number of pirates. Right, what about those penguins? Not seeing too many of them. Mind you, you don't have to put those answers in right now. Rocky Crop cheering on the penguins and the koalas. And that should surely be enough time for us to work out the answer. And here we go on to the next question. What is the Swedish word for window? Vic Vince is asleep as he has to work in 6 hours. And he would have been a great hand to answer this question. What is the Swedish word for window? Skarm, ruta, hal, fonster. Those are not necessarily the way it's pronounced in Sweden, but that's the way it's pronounced in Jamie's house. So, and a big shout out to all of you in Sweden. You're like one of the top 10 countries that watched the stuff here over at Tradespotting. So what was the Swedish word for window? 1, scram. 2, get the fickin' hell out of here. 3, ventana. Or 4, portal hole. So those were your options. You tell me what you guessed. If you were right, congratulations. If you couldn't spell it correctly, no problem. No problem. You probably won't get the points. And that's just the way it goes. Good luck to somebody else in that sense, because they would get those points because that's the way this works. And what do points mean? Not properly, not prizes, because this isn't a real game show. I'm not a real host. And you know, while some of the prizes are all real, there's no guarantee anybody's going to win any. Certainly not going on the track record of you guys, though there are a few heroes that have made it to the finals and also guessed the song and then span that wheel and fought those tadpoles right at their own front door. But most of you don't know what's going on in your own backyard. So, next question. 29 seconds. They're running away very, very quickly, these seconds. And the question isn't very easy. What is the name of Poland in Polish? 1, Papasia. 2, Polzaka. 3, Polska. Or 4, Poland. It's your choice. You may know that Poland itself grew out of what once was Lithuania. And it was those Lithuanians who held back those Mongol hordes. So while Genghis Khan likely is your da, he's perhaps not quite as much of your da as he would have otherwise been. Whoa, shout out to those Lithuanians that later became those Polacks. Thank you very much, Poland. We love Poland here. We love Poland. We're not huge fans of France, but we do like Poland, a country that has sacrificed an awful lot for not just itself, but its overall place in Europe. Some tragic things have happened there, and they are very proud people. We love them. They're also very good at rising above European politics, or not, as you might, your take on it, and developing allies elsewhere. Big fans of Poland, like Polish people. Big Big fans of Poland. But what is the name of the country in that country itself? Is it France, Germany, Czechoslovakia, or Polska? You tell me. You've got no time left, though. It's the next question. What is the coolest color? An easy one now for all of you poor folks out there to catch up and get some points in the bag. Even though you likely aren't going to win now, you're probably too stupid if you've not got any points so far. That's not me saying it. It's you fit the criteria, and this being the way it's all measured. Just got them off. There you go. That's me. Ended that bloodline forever. Though you wouldn't really call it a bloodline. Perhaps it's a dust line. I'm not sure. It's now a dust line on my mouse pad. That's for sure. What was the answer? The coolest color. 1, yellow. 2, red. 3, green. Or 4, blau. You tell me. Tell me. What's the coolest color? That was it. That was easy for yous. Easy. Real easy for you. Some people overthinking it there in chat. I can see that. Pretty obvious. Totally playing to Jamie's likes here. Are we? Oh, are we, Wolfric? You reckon? This is a hard slog. There he is. 1, 2, 3, 4. They all look grey to me. Hey, buy my pajama and that. It's just like, fuck it. I'll just pick whatever colour you like, yo. But I can tell you there's a number of clues. Floating around on the screen, what may or may not be the coolest colour. Well, as they say, some people thought I was talking about temperature. Ha. What sort of show do you think this is, you silly billies? What is the coolest colour? The answer, my friend, is greeny green. Summer Day, super chat, $5. Well, that's appreciated. Thank you, Summer. That's really nice of you. But do you know what was the soft drink Pepsi originally introduced as? What was the original name of Pepsi? Is it Pepsin syrup? 1, Pepsin syrup. You have to put in the number and the answer if you want to actually get the points. Number 2, that would be then entering the character 2 and the answer for it, which would be Pepsin Pop. 3, Carolina Cola. Oh, that famous tune. And then 4, Brad's drink. Is that you, Brad? What was the answer? Brad is in chat. Perhaps he'd be able to tell you. 4, Brad's drink, says Bunsen Burner. Brad, 4, my drink. Nice. I like it. Won't get you the points, though. Yeah, I'd have to have put in the actual answer. And it only accepts your first answer. But I'd say it was worth that sacrifice of points to crack the joke. Big fan of your style, brother Brad. 1, Brad's drink. I see Space Monkey is definitely trying to get himself knocked out of this potential final there. Some people love that. Some people do. So congratulations, Brad. He certainly loved it. Should he have invented it and said it was just his drink? I mean, that's quite funny, isn't it? Like, this is Brad's drink, as in, get your hands off it. It's Brad's drink. Every single can I can of it is mine. So, tin can, a bag can't. What is the soft drink Pepsi originally introduced as? Congratulations if you got the question right. There was 1 entry per person. So if you tried to cheat and get away with it, you chose the wrong round, my friend. The wrong round indeed. This is round 1. We want some proper good cheating. What do points equal? Joint jokes equal points. That's a good idea, Brad. Well, if only things were so slack and lackadaisical. Maybe we need to tighten up ship shape. Maybe. Hi, mate. Drink, how you doing? Doomslayers? Hey. All these lovely folks. It's great to see you. So the next question. Coming up in a minute. Or is it? Is either harder or is it easier? Ooh. And we're due to find out soon. If this quiz ever makes it to the end. It seems to be taking its time to work out answers. Computing answers shouldn't be so difficult for you, computer. Hurry up. And then we'll go on to round 2. Wow, it's exciting. Before then, we get to find out who's already made it to the final. Just so much stuff going on all the time. It's so much fun, isn't it? How are you feeling? Are you feeling great? Remember to positively tap that like button if you want to reinforce your own positive well-being, and do it with a smile if you want to be happy for a while. 4, Brad's drink. Good guess. Number What question is this? Perhaps the last one. We're certainly approaching the end of round one. And one now for our Canadian friends. I love yous so much. And the question is, the Canadian $1, how did they change that? Change that back. The Canadian $1 coin is colloquially, that means as spoken by small birds. The Canadian $1 coin is colloquially known as what? And the time is now up to submit those answers. So if you haven't done already, you may try, but you won't be counted. And number one, the answer was a moody. Number two, the answer was a loony. Number three, the answer was a footy. And number four, the answer was a boothy. And they all said in that strange way too, a hooty, a pood, a hood. I don't know why, but this is the way it is over there in Canadian land. And I know well because I've spoke to a number of yous. Yous loonies. Yous moody loonies. Yous. Or something like that. Too loony, says Golfrick Wolfslayer. Golfrick. Golfrick? I'm not so sure about that, Jamie. Trace one, I get 10,000 points. I'm winning. Wow, you're doing so well, sir. You're on Team Peaches. And you put 3 peaches in at once, which is automatically 10,000 point deduction. How unfortunate. You're back to square one. I'm so sorry, sir, though we did try. Top Bunsen Burner, straight to the final. And our first Doomslayer to make it there to the home of our enemy is himself, Bunsen Burner. Remember you're up there, Bunsen, because I can't be remembering it for you. Ooh, I can't write it down though. Ooh. We also have Raphael Sponarski. I'm just going to write Raf. Is that okay? Though Raphael is a cool name. Tubes. There he is. Good old Tubes. You're in the final, Tubes friend. Sarah, you made it. So did DMC and Wazer. Classic contenders. Fantastic. Congratulations, everyone. Now we are moving on to round 2. Those who didn't make it, but were notable mentions, include Space Monkey, Felix, Jen Campbell, Hi Mate, Dink, Katie Babes the Poltergeist, Rocky Outcrop, great to see you there, brother, Dan Dawson, Dio Maxwell, the disembodied remains of Manifest Density, JH, and Mr. M. What a lovely group of folks, and you made it. Congratulations on to round 2. This is the pièce de la resistance of the next 20-minute segment where you have to guess what he sort of said. What he sort of said when. What he sort of said when he was on camera or when he was behind the chart thing or when he was over there underneath. He sort of said, no. When I was asked 100 times to answer the question, name a sport that involves throwing things. Slap in your answers. Come on, answers. Slap them in. Chuck them in. Chuck in your answers quickly. Throw them in there quickly. Your time's running out, guys. Time's running out fast, guys. Guys. Time's running out fast. Throw your answers in quickly, but don't forget to include your team icon with it. Your team icon has to be included. Okay? Oh my god. Those are clues. They are old questions. Yeah, they're not clues, they're old questions. Don't be ridiculous. Like, for example, there isn't even a word that precedes eater. And it certainly wouldn't include 2 letters SS. After, come on, think about it. None of that's happening. None of that is real, okay? These are all old questions behind. The new answers, they is safe and well, tucked in here, vaulted behind that folding paper. I'm not seeing your team icons along with the names, though I do know that Bunsen Burner is a pirate. That's great, but you're the only one of those pirates, unless another was mentioned in the leaderboard, that made it through to the final. They can cheer you on, or you can help them make it along. Bing bong. Recount the votes. Not possible, Mike Hunt. Halt the count. The name starts with W, always at the bottom. These names with their W's, what are they all about, eh? Weird, isn't it? There's another one. Wavelength. Oh, mama. Super weird W name there. Frisbee. Good question. Good answer. It's a great question. I came up with the question. Answer, not bad. Quite a good answer, but not as good as the question, and not the right one. Football cheater, says Sarah. Football cheater. See, Sarah, you're very, very close there. If nobody else gets an answer, I'll give you half a point. Baseball card tossing, says Tubes. Baseball card tossing, I'll give you a half a point, Tubes. Hammer toss, good question there. I'll give hammer toss. Hammer toss. Guitar outside, hammer toss. Highland Games, you get in with the bottom answer there. You got one. The Highland Games with the hammer toss. Congratulations, guitar outside. I should have known it would be you. Chess. Curling. Oof. Some good question. Some great questions in this quiz today. Some amazing questions. Congratulations, host Tadpole Games. Tradespotting. It's a great game. It's a great game. Though we throw everything we have at it, it doesn't actually make the list. And so, as the clock ticks down, we see who's taking their teammates through. Is it only Guitar Outside? And Guitar Outside, what team are you on? Nobody else has managed to get an answer, though you've been close. Half a point, and I gave you the answer and telling you there was half a point there. That was pretty much giving you the answers there. Had you managed to parse through my comment? Midget toss? No, unfortunately not. That's not made the line like the list. Toss salad and scrambled eggs. Better answers would think about what throwing means sometimes in sport. Yeah, they would, wouldn't they, Rocky? How do you know the answers? Are you just so smart? Are you just also a genuine smarty pants? Basketball. What even is basketball, Tubes? What is a basket? What sort of a ball would look like a basket? He sort of said, a Buckfast is great. He sort of did say that a couple of times. Thanks. Hey, that got you a whole bottle of Buckfast where I came from, Chris. Rocky Crop, I don't know. Boy, you do know though. Thanks for advocating for me, Rocky. Oh, Rocky's doing it. Sticking up for people. What a lovely way guy he is, eh? A lovely guy with a lot of lovely way. Definitely just a cheater. Huh. Well, half a points for these things. Okay. Sorry, AFK. Fishing. Good one. Yeah, man. Should be there. It isn't. Okay. I like boxing answer. Who gave the you like the boxing answer? Who gave the Tradespotting boxing? Unfortunately, Katie Babe, you came just after Tubes. Did somebody say baseball, basket, boxing before him? They did. Joe Maxwell, but before that, AV80 said boxing. Boxing before was Brad Ghoulish, who even said boxing then. Haha! Brad, boxing. And as you can see, cheeks, yes, because some would say they throw hands, but the truth is they throw far more fights. And it's a bit of a freaking joke, but you can bet on it. So apparently they're not cheating. Good one. You didn't manage to get 2 answers in here, though you were close to one of them. We may come back there at the end if the wheel just doesn't stop spinning. Until then, we move on. And now we're on to these questions. Not that one. Not these ones. Here we are. And the question is quite a predictable one, really, when you think about it. We asked Jamie 100 times to name a famous dog magician. Get your answers in with your team so that I can see who went through. It was Brad Ghoulish who went through last round, and you take your team to the final with you, Brad. Your team are going right there, Brad Ghoulish. Everybody get your answers in. I'm still reading the chat. Get your answers in. Airbud. Is Airbud? Airbud is a famous musician, a magician dog. Crack Rock. Houdini. Houndini. Harry Houndini. There you are, Crack Rock. Second bottom. Not bad. What team are you in? They'll be going through unless there's a better answer on the board. Harry Houdini. I did it already, Guitar Outside, though, and it was a good guess. Very good guess. Turnip. Truump the puppet dog. Tradespotting. I have no idea who that is, and they're definitely not famous enough for my liking. Tradespotting. Look at Brunel de Tamara's answer. Paul Spaniels. Brunel de Tasmans. Brunel de Tasmans. Brunel de Tasmans, you've gone up. Paul, the famous dog magician. Paul, you made it. You made it. Very well done. And I did think that. Thank you, Rocky, for pointing that out, Paul Spaniels, and for your incredible kinetic psychology. You can understand these things are going to be on the list without even knowing. It's amazing. KT the Beast at Tradespotting. Oh, that's a good one, actually. That's a very good one. That's a very good one. KT the Beast. That's a very good one. If KT himself had said that, I'd put him straight through to the final. But because it's you, KT. Shut up, phone. Because it's you, KT. I'm sorry, but I can't do it. You're just going to have to fight your way through like the rest of them. Tradespotting Wishbone. That's a good one, but no. Boom. And Labracadabrador, says Tubes. So the Labracadabrador makes it, as does Tubes and his teammates. There go the Peaches. You'll be happy about that if you've had bad news recently. There's some good news for you, Peach. You're through to the final. Tradespotting Sigrafid and his goodbye. Well, you're close, but you never made it. And the top answer is now being called, so we move on. And who made it the last time? Brad's team. Right, I got to keep a note of these things. Back at the page that matters, which is... Whoops. Which is... This book of record is keeping all sorts of records for me. Even the natural patina of a leaf will be flattened and preserved forever. So that's the way it is in the book of records. Had I flicked to a different page, maybe you've seen a pizza. This is just the way it goes. The machinations of a live stream. We love it out here. Oh, we do. Lols and lols. So we got now names of people in the final. I know who they are because I've still got the screen with the winners from the last list on. So I'll just add on this page. With our famous dog magicians, Brad and Tubes. And your teams. I won't write them all down, though you are through. And we are on to the next question. Mike Hunt, shorts have covered at Tradespotting. Ha ha ha! We got the jokes, we got the questions, we got the evil tadpoles. Fart! Crackrock doing a fart. Like to see it. So you've made it through. Congratulations. The next one. Name things that live under a bridge. We said to Jamie, quickly, tell us 100 things. No, tell us something. They were really confusing, like they were all urgent and saying it like that at me, but then they stopped halfway through and went back to the start, and it was really difficult. And they said, tell us something that lives under a bridge, quickly. And I told them, and they said, tell me again, quickly, something that lives under a bridge. And it went on and on for 100 times. And at the end, they wrote everything down that I sort of said. And the answers, my friend, are getting put in chat. Troll. Zod, the ghost of dead money, says, Ruler Zod. There you go, dead money, you made it. Zod does indeed live under a bridge. The guy's a huge fanny. Ruler Zod is a huge fanny. There are few bigger fannies in the world. Ruler Zod is bad for GME because he has a personality that makes everything around him bad. And he gets into good people's lives and does damage. It's disgusting. And he lives under a bridge. And when people walk over it, he says, Fee, fi, fo, fum. Tradespotting, I don't like you. Anyway, he lives there under a bridge. It's not even a good bridge. And you know all those ones that are getting done up with the infrastructure project from Biden, that billions and billions and billions of dollars? They specifically said in the infrastructure bill, do not spend a penny on that bridge that Zod lives under. It says it there. Right? You can look this stuff up on the internet. So good one, Dead Money. You made it so far. Quite a good guess, that. Quite a good guess. I liked it. Well done. A Bing Bong, that's also a very good try to answer that at any stage. Is good. Tadpoles, unfortunately not the Tadpole King. No, he doesn't. One of these days we're going to find out where that bastard lives, and then we're going to sort him right out. Tradespotting, the unhoused. Well, I feel bad about the unhoused that lived under the bridges. I wish no, they don't make it on there. They don't make it on there. It's only, Vlad under a Bulgarian bridge once hood dies. Hey, you know, Brad, you're very, very close to a contemporary of his. May indeed live under a bridge. There's the answer for somebody. Jeff Bezos, Market Watch. Crackhead's true to their story. But not unless new traders lost all their money by not learning TA. That's a good answer. Ghost. There's a good answer, Ghost. West Coastonian. You're out of bed. Congratulations. In it, Kim, says Kim. He deserves his bridge to stay in poor quality. He would have it no other way. Kenny Griffin at Tradespotting says, Katie babes. Kenny G, who bears no resemblance to any other Kenny G, alive, dead, or in some strange netherworld in between the two where you can escape all morality and also avoid hell. Not him. Not anyone like them. None of those folks. But you made it. Good question. Good answer. Great question. Good answer. What is the top answer, Jamie? There's some funny answers there. You're never going to get them. But they're dead funny. And does anyone want to have a go? Anyone want to have a go? Or are we going down with Kenny G? The answer with Katie Babe. She's slightly higher up than Zod on the list there. You know, as bad as Zod is and as hard as he tries. Kenny wins. Chest Queen. That one, nice. What a fanny, eh? So many future fannies. I swear I am a fanny magnet. So they particularly liked the Market Watch answer too. You turn on live chat rather than top chat. You are missing answers. I tried live chat on. It's just that it's doing a thing, Rocky, where it just updates like every 15 seconds and goes like a big chunk down, and I'm missing bits by mistake. I'm sorry. Don't mean to miss answers. Can you tell me if anyone has good ones? Somebody beat Kenny G after. Did anyone beat Kenny G ahead of Rickert Krupp? Ha! Says Lisa. True, Mushroom Minis. Our collective fear. Andrew Milmoney. Good question. Rensol. Apparently Rensol's Dutch. Hey, explains a lot, really. Explains a lot. He hasn't apologized for his demeaning, degrading, identity-destroying behavior, though it has managed to cost him all credibility. If you're still his friend, you yourself have no credibility through association. In fact, you're a total loser. You are. If you're friends with him, you're a total loser. All jokes aside, and you're out there with Ruler Zod. You like to share your sleeping bag with him. I said something that lives. Something that lives? Here's one. DMC17 and Leo G both got an answer. Did they get an answer? Leo G, well, which one got the answer first and what was the answer? Shall we go for the top question, Rocky? You're going to have to tell me who it was, Rocky. I can't go back up and find him. Of course he doesn't. Tradespotting, paper handers, unusual whales. They got stuck under a bridge. They didn't read the height listed. I love Tadpole Games. I love it too. It's the best thing in a million years. Hit the like button. Charlie's Vids is Jamie archived one which had halts before they occurred. Doomslayer, I archived one. What did you be out there archiving? JD Party Hat. New member, yes! Yes, JD! Yes, JD! Congrats. No, wait a minute. I've just hit the... No, that's not it. It's the anniversary of members. What a celebration we've got in the middle of this game. Leo, Rock Tradespotting, it was DMC17, and he said Red Hot Chili Peppers for half a point, and then Leo G with Anthony Kiedis for half a point. Half a point each. Anthony Kiedis does indeed live under a bridge. We've heard the song. We know the story. Under a bridge is where I've been living. That's the song. That's how it goes. And congratulations for getting that. You know, everyone likes to achieve things. And happy anniversary, Space Monkey, you legend. And everybody else's name came up when I was coming out with all those amazing words. And Stitch, Sacktastic as well. And you didn't get the last answer, but we're moving on to the next round. The best rapper in the world. We asked Tradespotting 100 times. Sorry, thunder. There he is, the freaking legend that we all know and love, partly through his fantastic tunes. Tadpole Games, it's the best, and there is no better questions than the ones that Tradespotting comes up with. All the answers sort of make them look even better. Under a bridge is where I've been living. It's in Nelly and it is a bridge. Exactly. Exactly, Rocky knows the tune. It's one we grew up with, so of course we would. Will Smith, although I disagree, you're an idiot for disagreeing, Ryan, but I like you. Will Smith's on the bottom of the list, you made it through. Corman, whoa! Ryan, you are silly for saying that. He's obviously amazing, and that is a great answer. Well done, Ryan made it on. I appreciate you, Ryan. Guitar outside, what a fantastic member. What a lovely anniversary it is. Ryan made it with a very good, nobody else got close. Tupac. Fortunately, Tupac doesn't qualify because he's no longer with us. Jesse Cox, new member. Thank you very much, Jesse. Anyone but Travis Scott. Aye. Travis Scott, no, he's not much, not somebody I've been really into my whole life, Also, I've gone out with supermodels and that, and they've been invited to, perform in Travis Scott's music videos, and, all the reports that I've got back from those people that organise those things are less than positive, so nothing positive to say there myself. Doomslayers has just won 5 from the jump catch game. Congratulations, Doomslayer. Phil Baggins. Well, lovely peoples. I've not been reading enough of the answers here. Has anyone got any? Tradespotting. Jamie Curran says, the best rapper in the world. I wish, unfortunately not. Notorious B.I.G. Some people, Justin Timberlake says, I like your thinking, Justin Timberlake. I like that thinking. Says, Jamie type, you telling me? I don't know what else to do. I was born this way. Wu-Tang, you're fucking right they are, but actually, they didn't make the list. John Barnes. No, he's terrible. He's terrible. John Barnes defined his identity when he fell out with Henrik Larsson, the greatest football player of a generation. John Barnes didn't like him, didn't think he was up to much, but that's because John Barnes has no ability to spot talent in other people. He's a terrible football manager and he's a worse rapper. No danger, John Barnes. Real men know that its handle hits Heedy one. Well, I don't even know any real men, never mind those who would know the answer. Tradespotting, Weird AI, Weird Al, both the same. Violent J or something. Okay, nobody's getting the answers here. Frankie, but he's up there, better than most answers. That one, I'm afraid. Chris has nearly made it without even getting our true answer. Notorious GME. Whoa, this is good. You coming up with some video titles for me now, Dan Dawson. It's appreciated. Yes, Weird Al. Yes. So looks like Will Smith is going to be the one that makes it through on the very bottom rung of the ladder. Who was it guessed Will Smith? It was Ryan. Ryan, you've made it, Ryan. You've made it and you've taken your team with you right to the final because nobody else even got close. Do you put your sandwiches in Tupac or Will Smith? Exactly. Is that where you put them? And now it's too late, so we're moving on. Idiots. Best rapper in the world. And Ryan, your team is going through. Ryan, I'll write Ryan down there. Ryan said Will Smith, disagreed with the Will Smith comment. So, whoops. Whoops, you nearly saw an answer there. And the next question is, name a war, right? I was asked 100 times. To name wars that were won by France. Over and over and over. It was a really tiring week, this, when they did those questions. Real tiring. No, it's too late. You let your poorly functioning brains ruin it for everyone. Exactly. You let your poorly functioning brains ruin it, and nobody else can intervene in order to prevent that other than you. You didn't take that personal responsibility, and we move on and leave you in the past. Riffraff. What's up, buddy? How's it going, my friend? World War II, maybe by themselves. Yeah, no, they didn't, Chris. They managed to not do that at all. They managed to not do very well in World War II at all. They did manage to provide a really good place for us to have the war in, though, and for which every other country in the world that managed to escape it are grateful. The Napoleonic War, well, that was quite a long one, which they ultimately ended up losing, and huge disgrace, though. I don't know exactly, looking back on the history of that particular period of France, nor about King Louis the whatever 6th or 7th or whichever one, who did actually have quite a lot of good successful wars, nor about Napoleon Bonaparte, who had a number of them, but overall his campaign failed, and it was from 2 huge mistakes that he made. and served him right. Now, I do believe in the idea of a meritocracy. It's just I don't know if he went about it the right way, and I would not have fought on his enemy's side at the same time. World War One, says Luke Spears. There's a good guess. They also did fight in World War One, and also got pumped in World War One. This is the difference, right? We compare and contrast the effort Poland put in, which hardly existed around the First World War, and then the fight that France put in across both of those world wars, and how they managed to mess it all up. Then subsequently what they did afterwards, deciding that they're not going to join the NATO allies, despite the fact that we basically did everything, gave them their country back and helped their government exist in the meantime, when their own government, like potentially the official one, decided to up clogs and join with the Nazis. We managed to preserve their own government and give it back to them afterwards. And then what did they do? They thought, oh, you know what we'll do? We'll not join the nuclear treaties, and they'll go in the same way that everyone else is going that won the war. We'll just invent tactical nuclear weapons to try and prevent exclusively the Russians from moving into what is now Germany, and that's where we'll target all our bombs should anyone comes near us. It's a little bit like, hangover from the First War. Not really. They won the war on drugs. Yeah, that was a great one. Well, so the answers were, as nobody seemed to get any there, despite one showed up. I mean, come on, guys. Space Monkey got 3 answers. Oh, well, Space Monkey, and there's all 3 of them. Any. There was one that I did remember they'd done something with, so it made it to the top list. But apart from that, sorry, France. Don't take it personally. We are the old friends, Scotland and France. It's just the truth of that dynamic was you were always trying to push us around as well. You really were, just in a way that was perhaps to our own best interest, though it wasn't necessarily our best possible outcome. So, no love lost there from me either. Also, French people are super rude, generally speaking. They're just generally rude and I don't think there's any excuse for it. That's just the way it is generally. They are generally. That's the feeling I've been getting from all of those ones I've met. Though I do know some very nice French people. They themselves didn't contribute to anything positive with regards to these battles. Though I've not got anything personal against the French, as you must understand. Autumn Grace is a French Canadian, the best type of Canadian, or the best type of French person. Or who knows, maybe the best type of French Canadian actually is Autumn Grace for all entirely different reasons. Because it doesn't define you where you come from, unless you have born in a particular time that are relevant for the jokes we make. And French are rude for real, but Autumn Grace isn't rude. So maybe I stand corrected as the chat moves along, and I see the Banshee. The Banshee. Turf McGrath. I stand firm behind the belly bulge. Okay, great. So if Charles de Gaulle was here, he'd have a thing or two to say about what I said, and I'd say, shut up, Charles, we're moving on. Nobody managed to get the top answer, so we may come back to it. But that is the end of our round 2. We're only through round 2, but that means we're on to the bonus round. On to the bonus round already? Yes, already. Bonus round already. Where are you, Jamie? There you are. Up here. Look, there's me. Yeah, it's me. And what one is this? This is the Tradespotting subreddit. Well, we were going to check if there was any memes submitted. There was 2 comments on this post. I'm terrible at getting into a teaming chat, so I hope this works. And he's posted a link to Twitter. So let's hope this works. There's one. Alas, manifest density. So here's this. What does it open up? It opens up Twitter, but we've already been in Twitter, and that was a brilliant picture, Brad. I did very much like this picture. If anyone hasn't seen it, check it out. It's hilarious. It's not making it onto the screen, so I'll have to show you on Twitter. But let's see that artwork. Let's see it. Notifications. This is the Twitter round, right? But we're not on a Twitter round. We're on the Reddit round, of which we were looking for memes, and we got one from Alas Manifestancy. Look, I don't care about your stupid names. Always has been. Jamie, you're going to have to move the screen down. Didn't expect difficulties after all the work I put in earlier. But see, it happens. Right, here we are. No, we're not here. Come on, please just let me select it, computer. It's that easy. Do me a favour. Do me a favour, computer. What do you mean this multiplier? That's not what I'm looking for. Is it? Is that what I'm looking for? No, that's that. Browser. There we are. Browser. And then I do what I do. I'm here, and it's well worth the wait, right? There it is. Always has been. It's all tadpoles. Always has been. It's all tadpoles. There you go, Manifest Density. You were definitely through to the final with that one. I love it. And Brad Ghoulish, you were already through, but definitely would have made it with your picture because it was freaking hilarious. It was. Let's face it. It was like on the money hilarious. Brad Bullish's one was, let's link through it. It's now it's on Twitter, but it's the Reddit meme. It's where it's making it through. The mediocre video game participant. I'm not going to lose. You're the loser. Obviously, that's the mask. And I'm not going to explain the joke. Other than to say, it's goddamn hilarious. It's goddamn tosh tootin', holy moly, goddamn funny. Straight to the final with Brad and Manifest Density. Let's go back and find these finalists. Whoa. Brad. Already on the list. Manifest Density. What else is on that manifest? That's what I want to know. Banksy. There's some Bonksy work there. Salamander Jimmy is inviting a French-Canadian war. You two are the representation for Deathmatch, Autumn Grace. Exactly. There's now inviting. Bring it on. Canada and France. I mean, I want to see you sort it out. I want to see you fix it once and for all. I'm going to lock the two of us in a room and then we're going to find out which is it, French or Canadian. It can't be both. You can't be French and Canadian anymore. You have to be French and or Canadian. There you go. Jamie making up stupid rules that mean nothing. But congratulations. So that was the Reddit round, which is fantastic because we can go to the Twitter round later. In between times, we've got the Guess the Headline round. Oh my God. Does the fun ever stop? Ha ha ha. Oh my goodness. Yes, 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 yes. No, it doesn't stop. You're here for more and you'll get more and more and more until you've not got anything left. Right. So guess the headlines. The first headline, it's from Tulip Traders Weekly, of course. This is an annual monthly subscription that I've got here. I read it intensely every time I go to the bathroom. And the first question is, Boris, the headlines were blanked out. And it was Boris Johnson, blank, blank, blank. What was the answer? Put it in chat there. If you get it, you're going straight through to the final. Whoa. Ha! And you got some very esteemed company. I can tell you, our fella. Boris Johnson. And what is the headline? Come on! Thanks, Ryan. It's very much appreciated. What is the headline? This escalated quickly. You're telling me. Please give all the tadpoles mocking eyelashes. Mocking eyelashes. That's mocking us. Not sultry ones. Take it a poo. This is where you read the headlines on Tulip Traders Weekly very intensely. Sells all his turnips. Oh! Who? Without telling me, Boris Johnson sells all his turnips. Boris Johnson has 5 kids. Jamie correspondent looks like a golden retriever. Tell short on your wife. My Wi-Fi. That's a nightmare. What are they like? They are so evil. Is a fucking fanny, says Massive Ericsson. Massive Ericsson, you've made it through to the final, Massive Ericsson. The answer wasn't, in fact, exactly as you said, but not a million miles away, is a massive bellend. Yes, it comes out this weekend in Tulip Traders Weekly. I was reading it on the loo, and it's there. It said, headline, front page, turn out, Boris Johnson is a massive bellend. Mr. Johnson, you, sir, are a massive, massive bellend. Congratulations, you made it through. Who got that answer right there? It was Massive Ericsson. Similar name to the massive bellend that we were on the screen there a minute ago. Chris Sweeney, Super Chat 27. Thank you very much. Boris Johnson is getting made a statue in Dublin. Is that actually happening? What? That's going to get abused really bad, that statue. Boris Johnson is a massive bellend. Congratulations, you made it through, Massive Ericsson. On to the next one, the next one, the next one. On to the next one, and that one is... not him. He's a massive bellend. This one, family pet turns, blankety blank 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 blank. What did the family pet turn? Who did the family pet turn? Why did the family pet turn? Blankety blank blank blank. Get the answers in and maybe you'll skip right to the final round. Wait, why? What? Wait, what? Why? Wait. Says Tubes. News alert, news alert. Family pet turns into a turnip. Nice one, Bunsen. You're getting closer and closer. From a cat into a man. Nice. I am not a cat. I never was a cat. How did this even happen? I don't even like cat food. Into a werewolf. Oh my goodness. Family pet turns life around for the better. Turns Chewy into $1 billion business. Into a unicorn. Bearish on Bitcoin, says Dan Dawson. Family pet turns bearish on Bitcoin. Hey, that's better than the fucking FX Street headlines. Food into poop. Turnips. A turnips. Oh, yous are close. A family tip turns into a Russian spy. Ooh. Nobody's guessed, so we're skipping on. Where was it? It was on the screen. I don't need it. I've not got a manual one. It's not analog, it's digital. And nobody got the answer. Turns out to be a fox. Ooh, in it Kim's on to the right path there. But unfortunately, you didn't get the unborn twin. Nope, a good Chris though. Prunes into prawns. Wow. Prunes into prawns. There's a, like, if you could just do whoosh whoosh over your curry. Whoosh whoosh. I don't like prunes. Whoosh whoosh. Now I've got a prawn karma. Whoosh whoosh. Excellent. Labracadabrador. And to a zombie. Bell end meaning. It's a huge cock, or alternatively, I could have called him a massive penis. But that was the headline I read out was massive bell end. I obviously don't choose these things. It's all printed long before I even thought of the show. Please refrain from posting links. Maybe it wasn't a link. You know, full stops get easily confused by the old bots. Turnips into tulips. Wow! What an absolute magic robbery that would have been had it had happened. No, but we are moving on. Nobody got that, and I kept going to the wrong place. It's not over there. Nobody got it, so we're on to the next one. The next one. We're on to the next one. Which, as it happens... No. Somebody might get it. No, nobody got it. So we move on then. Folks, the answer was... out to be a tadpole. Family pet turns out to be a tadpole. Yes, this was the news that the Wilson family, who for 17 years were fooled by a malicious tadpole into believing that it was their dog. It had in fact kidnapped and disposed of their dog 17 years beforehand and was assuming its place in the family. They are currently suing it for 17 years worth of pocket money. So congratulations if you managed to figure out that one after reading it, because none of you were able to do so in advance. And on to the next one. That is this question. Facebook Meta is bad for 360 million. Facebook Beta is bad for 360 million what? Turns animal over to a taxidermist. Haha! That is a good answer. I know some bastards who still have their pocket money from school. What? Really? Well, how do they know that that's that exact amount of money, though? And not, you know, it's just because they've just got so much money that they can never spend money they already had. So you know that they had. Unbound children, Facebook Meta is bad for 360 million boomers, 360 billion years. Hey, Ghost of West Coastonian, you're right through to the final. Ghost of West Coastonian. You're through to the final, though it's not the correct answer. Gears, well, we already had a similar one. Users, Michael Jordan's Ghost. Michael Jordan, you've made it. MJ, we chopped off your head, MJ. It must have happened. I'm going to reconfirm the Book of Records list when I make a proper list, a really shiny gold one of all of those who've had their head chopped off. Users, yes, users is the answer. West Coastonians makes it through to the final in this round, though. The answer was Facebook is bad for 360 million of its own users. This is information that's come to light, published by employees of Facebook, who show that their own company has done research to show that it is in fact really, really bad for 360 million people. It's also, as many of you know, has been involved in a lot of processes of harming things recently, not just individuals' mental well-being or personal relationships, but also way beyond that, and destroying some aspects of the very society we live in, undermining democracy and allowing Russian people to influence elections in other countries across the world. A bit of a disgrace there, Facebook. You'll never live it down. Really, it's a fucking disgrace. It's a bit of a fucking disgrace, isn't it? And one day, I hope to be in charge of big companies and doing really good things for lots of different people's lives. And maybe one day I'll get to meet Mark Zuckerberg and I'll say to him, Mark Zuckerberg, you, my friend, are such a huge, huge fanny. And we've made it through to the next bonus round, and let's see that art. This time, those arty-farty party people are on Twitter. Well, we got some fantastic pictures. There's one from Corey. The tadpoles. We're surrounded. Nice, Corey, nice. We are surrounded. I like what's going on there. There's some metaphorical imagery in here, Corey. I like it. And for that, you have made it through to the final. Corey, congratulations. What an excellent effort. Lisa, holy goodness, that makes it into art galleries. Lisa, you're in the final. Wow. How good was that? Hey, I forget to do this, right? So don't take it personally if I miss one. Shit, I'm hitting the wrong buttons now. I did want to say something, but I don't have the time right now, so it's a retweet. Did that work or not? Retweet. Get your pictures in. GME. Hey Bob, is this heaven? No, Tad, this is GME. Well, we know who that one's from, and you're through to the final, my brother. Buddy, AMJ in the town, in your face. Holy shit, Lisa is right, says Rocket Crop. We gotta like that one. I'm getting some notifications with people liking things. Whoa. Here we got a nice, this is an excellent drawing. This is done by somebody who's very used to educating people. It's not made it onto the screen because it's so big and its entirety doesn't fit. So let's go back and see, does that make it on? It does. Can you read it? Hello all, it's Tadpole. Hello all, it's all Tadpole game. It's all a Tadpole game. Always has been Tadpole Games. Kieran Norman, that is fantastic. It reminds me of something. I'm not quite sure what, but I'm getting tingly feelings, and you're definitely getting through to the final with that one. Kieran. Amanda Buchanan has this beautiful picture. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Look at that. It's got a proper actual environmental control with this actual visor on a helmet. This is insanely good. Hopper, we have a problem. That's amazing. Amanda, you're 100% through to the final. That's incredible. That is incredible. Did I retweet this one? No. Dare retweet? Retweet. Oh my god. Amanda Buchanan taking down the Tadpole Doomslayer Tadpoles at Tradespotting. Freaking love it. Retweet it once. Definitely through to the final. Super Cashy Tradespotting to the moon or bust. Look at that. Oh my goodness. That is an evil tadpole if I ever saw one. Like and a retweet. People on Twitter are really not going to understand what my message is. But that was never really to make it clear and obvious. Was never my intention on Twitter. It was to slay fannies, of which I have so much fun doing it. It's amazing. You should definitely join in. And likes Tadpoles. Sarah, you're already in the final, I think. That's an excellent one. Sarah Rare, that's another nice one. Sarah, you're killing it. And then Wolfric Doomslayer straight to the final with this. Lead the charge, Tadpole Games. There they are. It tells us a story that we have experienced ourselves firsthand with their troops. Us rallying against our foe and the rocket above us where we aim to go. And those sneaky tadpoles coming in and chopping us head off and killing us. There it is. It's even higher than the rocket that we aim to surmount the sky with. Those bastards. Wolfric, you're through to the final for sure. There we go. Tadpole Games are rigged, but that's none of my business. I like that. I'm not retweeting it, and you are nearly disqualified there, Sarah, but you're hanging on by the itty little bit of your cuticle of your fingernail there. That all that is left of those previous beautiful fingernails. All gone now, and only the cuticle is what remains. Always has been for 1,000,000,000,000 years, and we're back at the start. CV Payne should definitely talk to Tradespotting. He should. It would, though. And there's another beautiful one from Kate Lynn. Oh no, those damn Tadpoles have taken over the moon. They're on the moon! They're everywhere! Sarah, there you're back in it again now. You've inched back onto the real platform now with an incredible drawing there. That is incredible, little gherkin tadpole, so he is. I love it. Sarah, you're right back at the lead in the charge. You know how to get your ups and downs, don't you? Shepherd, you're going Astro Tadpole. Neil deGrasse Tadpole. He's the famous, esteemed... what's his job title? He's got millions. Astronomer? Can we say that? Yes. He's physicist? Cosmologist? What is Neil deGrasse Tadpole other than a good damn legend? We love you. When is Neil deGrasse coming on the show? Neil, where are you? Neil! Tweet at Neil deGrasse. Get him on Tadpole Games. We need to defeat these tadpoles. Right? We need to, and it may well be that you need an ally like him. I think we should certainly consider it. Definitely put your pedal to the metal on that idea. And then Tadpole Games, Tuesdays, YouTube, Tradespotting. Fucking amazing drawing there, Bunsen Burner. I'm going to save that and retweet it 1,000,000 different times. I love it. Tadpole Games, Aves, I like the effort. I like it. Tadpole Games, Aves. Can I include you, or shall I be harsh and cut you out? You the last one of those people to submit a drawing. No, we've also got another one here from Space Monkey, but this is a good drawing, so I can't just use it to... This is a very good drawing. Aha! This is a very good drawing indeed. I very much appreciate your skills, Space Monkey. I think you're a fantastic drawer. I like it a lot. So, thank you very much, everybody, and... We've made it. We're going to let Avi through, and we're also going to let the most recent Space Monkey through. So there's a lot of people in the final now, plus all the teams. Avi and Space. Everybody's pretty much made it through. And next week, there will only be one person that makes it through from each of those bonus rounds. And those votes will be decided by yourselves when I narrow it down to a top 3. And here we are back at the beginning. And when we are back at the beginning, which we aren't really, but we could have been, and if we were, we'd play this intro from Corey. He made it for us. What a lovely chap he is. Thank you, Corey.
You know what time it is. It's time for Tadpole Games, the most unreasonable show on YouTube, with your host, the incredible Tradespotting.
That's me. I know who'll win. Probably not, Corey. Likely. This is it. Tadpole Games! We love it, and we love Corey, and thank you very much. And that is an excellent ending to this section on this round. Next round, round 4! Here we are. It's round 4. This is the famous round. The cherished, dearest, most beautiful of all rounds, where you lucky audience members, whether you're through to the final or not, get to listen to my rendition of one of the world's most famous songs. And even if you're not in the final, I would urge you not to try and partake, because you will not be allowed to fight Yon Tadpoles. I need everyone now to make their way to the final round. I need everyone, all of those men, women, and children among you, to make your way to the final round here. We call it round 4. It's actually round 7 or something. I forget. Counting, right? Tough at the top. Had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. Jamie, Jamie, whoop, boop, 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 boop. That's not the song. The song is coming up in a moment. That moment being just after I manage. Excusez-moi for 2 seconds. Space Cowboy says, hey buddy, you never chopped off my head. Why? Why did I not chop off his head? Okay. And are you ready? Tradespotting, we didn't do an Unreasonable team game yet. Oh shit, thanks for catching me there. You've all made it here just on time. Just on time. Rocky reminded me. Whew. That was close. And there's people in the final here who would have been taking part that won't be able to because you'll be disqualified, eliminated, murdered, and killed all at the same time. You ready for this? This is the team game. Make sure, right, okay, look around you. Look at your team. Earlier on in this process, you picked a captain. Did your captain make it through to the final, yet your team didn't? And if your team is any team other than Brad or Tubes. Is that correct? Those were the two who made it through in the team games. Brad or Tubes. Then your captain may have made it through, yet you didn't. In which case, feel free to chuck their name in, and we'll if you're a captain of a team that didn't make it through, yet you yourself did, you're out. You're out of here. You're out of here. Get out of here. You're out of here, and stuff like that in the same sentence with maybe one word changed over and over. Okay, so congratulations for everybody. We've thinned the ranks slightly. I don't know. I don't know who our captain is. I am nominating Jewel Maxwell. Good nominations. You feel free to nominate anyone who's made it through. You're out, Jewel. Wasn't even in the final, I don't think, unless his team made it through, in which case he wasn't the captain, but his team wouldn't have made it through. So it's just impossible. Get out of here. Right, so that's it. Any other captains that have managed to sneak through without taking their teammates? Sarara, Peach team captain. You Peaches. Who's Brad? What team are you on, Brad? Tubes. What team are you on, Tubes? These are the two Tubes that. These are the two teams that made it. Joel Maxwell. Lol. Don't know what's going on now. This is the point, Joel. Congratulations, you've arrived at a moment of understanding, that being the misunderstanding. The place where you were due to arrive and were actually born in the first instant. Isn't that amazing? The journey you can go on only to arrive back at the original destination knowing nothing. Captains that get through without their team are out. Get out of here. Goodbye, sneaky, disloyal captains. Should have been sacrificing yourself for others, and you're out here taking it. F in chat for all those cheeky captains. Terrible captains. Excellent. And we also had another question that was important. I don't know if you managed to answer it. I certainly felt that it was important. It's now in the poll in the bottom of the screen. Everybody was asked earlier on to choose their favorite color from purple, yellow, green, red, or blue. Those colors again are blue, red, yellow, green, and purple. If you manage to pick one of those colors, everybody else will have seen it, and they'll know now if you're a sneaky, cheeky liar. If you voted green, congratulations, you don't get anything, but you don't get punished. And we have a poll up here for the ugliest color. We're going to end that poll now. The answer was yellow, 43%. If you picked yellow, you're out. It doesn't matter what you did to get to the final. You're out of there. If you picked that ugly color yellow, which you know is ugly, you know it is. You know it's one of the most disgusting colors ever invented. You know? Yellow. If you picked that, you're out of here. Get out of here. So, that's a lot of people thinned down. It's red. Observer Self says it's red. She may have been right, but the crowd disagree. Yellow is awesome. How can you be saying that, Observer Self? We've already officially decided that it's disgusting. Thank you very much, everybody. Yes, you're still going. I am Chippy. So a lot of folks. I'm trying to thin the herd here. We've made it to the final and we're thinning the on herd. Still not very thin because, you know, hard to keep track of things. Hard. Kind of impossible, really. I rely on you. Corey, he was a great example of somebody who fell on his sword for the rules. In and out again, despite everything. A little bit of the old in and out, followed by a glass of warm milk. Oh my goodness gracious me. Ghost of West Coastonians. You're out again despite everything. Oh, it's terrible, West Coastonians. Ah, it's terrible despite all you did and now you're out. Oh no. This is terrible. Yell no. So who's made it through? Is anyone still in the final? Yellow is the weakest color. Just joining, Chris New. Congratulations. Congratulations, you're here. But it's not on time. I think I'm still here, but I'll give my spot to someone else if they need it. Massive Ericsson, you are disqualified for saying that now at Massive Ericsson. No, I'll let you back in on the allowance that you never try to be nice to somebody like that again. I am in, says Bunsen Burner. Great to hear it. I am in too, says Brad Ghoulish. What fantastic news. Jamie's hair for the win. What's up, my hair? Oh, yes, I see my hair. It has done that thing again. I have zero yellow shirts. Yellow is not actually the most disgusting color. It's a fantastic, beautiful color, and I love it loads. But everyone who voted yellow, you're out. And a massive FU for Massive Ericsson. Massive FU for Massive Ericsson. Despite he got the question right about Boris Johnson being a huge, massive bellend, he managed to pick yellow, and then he did it. He is so honourable. We need honor. We honour Massive Ericsson. We must honour Massive Ericsson. 675 from the generous Chris Sweeney. Thank you very much. And he says, dude, keep quiet. A is doing a popcorn. A popcoin. Yes, it's a popcoin. That's right. The crypto popcoins. Pop. This is like he's just full of so many good ideas. Yeah, the kernels just going off everywhere with constant amazing. Holy goodness, this creativity, this CEO, this competent executive, this fantastic chief executive, this amazing C-suite he has built around him. Oh, teamwork makes the dream work. Popcoin coming up. We got our own branded popcoin. We're selling it in the supermarkets. What could possibly go wrong? Yes, I suppose I could divest my shares to an entity who I know wants to go short and crush the share price because, hey, me, myself, and I decide these things alone. I love the hair, Tradespotting. Thank you very much, Space Monkey. Tradespotting, love to see you smile. It brings me much joy. You and Rocky are truly entertaining. There's free smiles for you, Monster Buddy. Feel free to pause this video at those sections and come back to them anytime you want for a little bit of brighteningness. Brighteningness, the best word that ever wasn't. I will murder your tadpoles in cold blood. Go, Cat Sarah, have you been managed to get knocked off the podium at the final there? Hey, that popcorn is my idea. It's copyrighted, Tradespotting, but you can have it because I love you. Oh, thanks. Yes, thanks. I love that you love me. Thanks. And I've got this as well. Loving it too. Dyran Ghost picnic soon. Well, when it does come along, there'll be a nice comparison and contrast, won't there, in terms of true business purposes and useful in utility and whatnot. There'll be a hugely useful comparison there, I suspect. Popcoin. Popcoin. That's the way the dance goes too. I trademarked. Tradespot. No, I'm still in. This is just a warning. Okay, thanks. I like it. Appreciate it. Warning. It's desperately appreciated, Sarah. Thanks. Jamie, you silly guy. It's true to be. I'm a very silly guy. Who won? It's not won yet, KT. We are now approaching the final. Girl Gang will finally defeat the Tadpoles. Diagram goes to give it to. Let's see. Let's see. So, and did I also say, just before we finish go on to this last one, I have one last poll. Who was your favorite team? Who was your favorite team? You need to tell me your favorite team. Was it Penguins? Okay, was it Penguins? Was it Red Flags? Was it them? Was it Koala Bears? Okay, I've not spelled any of these right so far, so bear with me. Or what was the other one? Pirates? And there was Peaches too, wasn't there? Pirates? There's the question, so I can only fit 4 on. You have to tell me now, who was your favourite team? Vote for them. If you don't vote, your democratic rights are being undermined and taken away. You might think of your inaction as a protest, but it will be incredibly ineffective, because even voting gets you something other than you might have expected. And so the favourite team, the favourite team. I suspect some koala bears are voting for themselves there. That's foolish. And we can see the koala bears streaking into a lead now with 39% and 10 seconds left on the poll. 7, 4, 1, 0. And there we have it. The poll has ended. Koala bears are everybody's favourite team, which is a very good compensation for the fact that you're about to find out some terrible news. You're all disqualified. Every one of you. Goodbye, koala bears. You're out. Goodbye. Get out of here. Get out of it. You're out, koala bears. You're all out. Every single one of you is out. And I was quite fond of the koala bears, and I would have also voted for them. But then I might not have, because I knew what was coming next. And so should you have. Bye-bye. You're out. You're out. You're out. You're out. I thought we already were out. Well, you definitely are now. 100%. You're 100%. Anyone who made it through to the final that was a koala bear is defeated. DMC falling at the final hurdle. Brutal. It is. It's brutal. It's hard to handle. I don't know how anyone managed it. Hold it together, DMC. I'm here for you, brother. I'm here for you. And moving on now to this song. Katie Babes says, "Poor guys, Tradespotting just loves the peaches." Okay, so just so that Katie Babes can remember, and everybody else remember now, next Tadpole Games, all peaches start with minus 10 points. Okay? Minus 10 points for every single peach member. And those 10 points will become crucial at the end. And you have your wonderful member, Kitty Babes, to thank for those that extra little incline that you've been given, and it'll serve you well. So should you make it to the final after that extra little bit of work, you will be even better to take on the tadpoles, those tadpoles who consistently, entirely, completely and utterly defeat us at every stage. And now here we are at the last round where friendships and betrayals can lead to prizes and success. Tradespotting, the song is Wonderwall. Unlucky Cachicho, very close. I could see why you went for that, but maybe a little bit wrong at the end there. So, and we are here, ready for the song. Ooh, here it comes, the lovely song from the soothing, dulcet tones of Tradespotting. Did you get it? Did you get it? That was a whole rendition there. A very good one too. It was in fact excellent. Has anybody got it? Rocky, keep an eye out. Do you know the song? Do you know the song? One more go here. Hey, this was easy. Lisa says it easy too. Dead easy. What was the answer? It is very easy. It is Tutti Frutti. Eurobum? Eurobum, were you in the final Eurobum? Final Eurobums answered with the correct answer. Oh, correct answer it is. Correct answer it is too. There it is, as you can see, put in beforehand. There's no making it up around here. And let's hear how that should have gone. Eurobum. I suspect Eurobum was not in the final. Yeah, I suspect so too. Raf has says Tutti Frutti and coming through with it. Raf, you've come through at the last minute. Eurobum. I don't know how to break it to you, Eurobum. You guessed. Eurobum. New tune. We have a cheater. Who's a Eurobum? Tutti Frutti. Okay, new song, because it may be that Eurobum has sneaked through to the final without even actually earning a place there at the podium. Oh my god, what? Raphael, unfortunately, your whole answers are being undermined because somebody came before you. Somebody came before you. Never going to get to spin the wheel, says Ghost of Wolfric. What? Why? Maybe you should just pick a better colour in future, Wolfric. Eh? Teddy Freddy. Good guess, Katie. But unfortunately, there's a cheater has ruined it all, and we don't even know if he is a cheater or not because we're waiting for some back and forth between me and Eurobum. Come on, Eurobum, talk to me. How did you manage to find yourself in the final? Was it a difficult process? What was your favourite question? At what point did you think that you did fantastic and definitely cannot be shamed with the idea of even sneaking through? You see, it's very difficult to manage things around here. So do we have a new song or do we have a return in the conversation from Eurobum? Come on, hit me with it, Eurobum. You know, hit me with it. You can. There's a chance. Even for you sneakiness. Eurobum, sorry, I just joined and didn't know what was going on. Oh my goodness, Eurobum, what a terrible mistake. You shouldn't have said that. What you should have said was, I loved the show. Of course I made the final. That's what you should have said. Sarah Tradespotting, let him have it. I mean, let him have it. I saw the bomb. That was hilarious. What bomb? Girl gang, let's freaking go. You're a bum. Are you a girl? But I don't know. Tradespotting, they are a cheat. They are a cheat. This is fair, you're a bum. Well, you're a bum. I thank you very much for your honesty and honor because there were many people who had to demonstrate the same traits ahead of you and in order to give the credence, credibility and honor to those who've truly made it. And so here we go with a second song. Yes, I know. Like, not turning up and not knowing what's going on is kind of understandable. After a few seconds, though, you will kind of get it. And the fact that you managed to turn up and come in straight away with the answer like that, was it the dancing? Was it the amazing tones? I don't know. You did well, but unfortunately, you're a bum. We love you. You're now famous among us, but you can't make the final. And in fact, we have to even do a whole new song. So a whole new song starting... Wait a minute. Is there any other songs? We have to search the databases and see is there any other songs in the world. This is Tadpole Games 6, so we might have actually done every song that anyone's ever made. Banshee, don't be mean. Eurobum is the chosen one. So he's clearly here the whole time. Eurobum the biggest winner? Eurobum GG though. Tradespotting, Kate Bush is running up that hill. Ain't she just? I'm trying to figure out if there's any songs that I haven't yet sung. Answers, come to me, answers. Tradespotting, the opening song too. Okay, here we go for the final song. And this one is very obvious that you have to be in the final to answer it. Meow, 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 meow. Boom, meow, meow, meow. Bleep. Meow, 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 meow. Bleep. And did you get it? That was even easier than Tutti Frutti. Seinfeld? No, not Seinfeld, though Seinfeld's a good song. It wasn't Seinfeld. Though we do like Seinfeld. Diddle-did-it-did-it. That's a different song. See, that's how the Seinfeld song goes. That's not how this song goes. This song goes... We got it? No, not Star Trek. Star Trek isn't a show, a song. That's a TV show, Tubes. Star Trek's a TV show, Tubes, right? It's a TV show. It's not a song, Tubes. Star Trek, it's not a song. It's a TV show. Tradespotting, Bunsen Burner says Star Trek. Okay, so you're also wrong, Bunsen Burner. You're also wrong with Star Trek. Scramble eggs. Tradespotting, you played Curb Your Enthusiasm as a Seinfeld song? I did, yes. I did. It's that kind of quiz. It's got that kind of quiz. I don't actually have it. I obviously don't have the Seinfeld song. Though, you know, it's as close as it gets, and it's right there, so I hit it. But it was a distraction anyway, because the real song that we're actually talking about right now, which you guys got to hear, probably I'm going to have to pay the copyright on it now, was... Guerrilla Radio, Tradespotting. Good guess, Bunsen Burner. Absolutely nowhere near, but good guess. Fair enough. Thanks, Kitty. Appreciated. Doodly-dee-dee-dee. It's like that, but you kind of, Vivaldi 9 Seasons, close, Chris. I know it kind of, the way I sing it does make people think, but they initially think, like, this is some sort of classic, this is, like, probably angelic, but it's just a classic pop song. Tradespotting the Doctor Who theme. No, Sarah Rara, that's a terrible answer. So, a hint. On top of hearing the song. Rocky's giving you hints there as well. Look, do. X-Files theme song. No tubes. Getting closer though, being able to differentiate between songs on TV shows and TV shows themselves. Big improvements. You see, people think that this is a very educative channel. We are stuck on TV show themes. I noticed that, tubes. I noticed people are stuck on it. It is not a TV tune, right? It is not. There's another clue. Oh God, how easy is this now? It's basically spelling it out for you. Massive clue. Okay. So it doesn't look like anyone. Richie Houghton. Doesn't look like anyone's guessing it correctly. Funky Town's close, but it's not funk. Is it? Is it Rage Against the Machine? Unfortunately not Shepherds of Unicorn, though I should have maybe perhaps come out with something like that, because it seems like people aren't getting the really obvious popular ones. The bubble is throwing you off. I know. Mm-hmm. Come on, Tat, come on. We only need one of yous. Can I guess, says Observe Thyself. I'm going to open it up. If the answer isn't done soon, it will be opened up. There will be people that get pulled out from the depths that we've drowned them in before. Tradespotting, I've heard it before. I bet you have, Sarah. Let's hear it one more time. Come on, so easy. You know, you're with friends, right? Right now, you're with friends. Okay? Is that what you want? Because that's what'll happen. What do you not want? Jesus. Okay, this is it. It's just tick down now. I'm going to have to try and work on it and try and somehow work it into even more obvious for yous. Okay, is this better? Oh my goodness, this is really, really easy. All by myself, DMC 17. You have made it. You have made it to the final DMC 17. You yourself, who I'm sure had been struck off and chucked out, have now made it back and have put in the correct answer. And I no longer know if you are in the final. But we have come here and slipped back. Good Lord, Jamie, says In It Kim. You're telling me. Good Lord is right. All by myself. God damn it, Brad Ghoulish, you're right. And now, after all of that, having heard it so many times, this is what it should have sounded like. See, how obvious is it now? Tradespotting, that's it, your tadpoles are dead. No, they're not. They're not my tadpoles. If you say that again, they'll be round at your house knocking on the door. These tadpoles don't take kindly to threats, nor do they even notice them, really. They just go around crushing it. And here we are with DMC. The grand finale! The grand finale, this is where it's at. This is what it is. This is what it's all about. This is what you've all been waiting for. The moment where you may possibly not only actualize, but also destroy those enemies who live in your pond and in your mind. It's not just under the bridge. It's everywhere, including on the moon now, as we've got evidence from on Twitter. Let's go, DMC. This is you against the tadpoles. Every single last one of them. You have no help. You have no allies. You've got little time. And you've got terrible odds. And here we go. We're going to spin the wheel. Are you ready, DMC? This is it. Doesn't get much better than this. But when it does, somebody tell me what happens then. And the wheel is about to spin. We're all about to realize. Let me just triple check that I have actually got a wheel. Yes. I have the wheel. It's all set up. Everything looks good. Everything's working. Okay. Well, I say it's working. I haven't tasted it yet. And here it is. The moment. The biggest. Oh, a donation. Thank you, Rocky Outcrop. $1. And there goes the wheel. Thank you very much, Rocky. It's off. The wheel is off. Is it? Yes, it is off. The wheel has started. Congratulations. The wheel has started. This is it. Tadpole Games. The one and only. That's to buy and buy and buy. That was not what I was looking for, though. It was this. Tadpole Games! Go on, DMC! Go on! Make sure you definitely make it in there, DMC. No messing around. This is it. Okay, and as that wheel spins, and we listen to the most amazing theme tune that ever existed, and cheer on DMC, who's out there right now. There's Rocky Outcrop spinning it again. Oh, good on you. There you've got an ally in Rocky Outcrop. I didn't expect it, but he's there protecting you. As you slash and tear and rip at those tadpoles, don't ever stop. Don't ever stop. Okay, great, it's still going. Haha, oh my goodness, and it's off again, and it might not stop for a while if it keeps happening like this. This is good. Ripping and a tearing and a slashing and a fighting and a kicking and a punching and everything. And as DMC's out there, and there goes with Dyrand Ghost as well, another one, this is really flying now. As we're spinning this wheel and you guys are fighting those tadpoles in spirit with DMC, and we... Brad, Tabar McGarth, $1 as well. It's all going off now. It's all going off now. There's the wheel again. And as we sit and patiently pray and wait for our beloved DMC Crack Rock with a tenner, this is a good, it's really going now. This is an excellent Tadpole Games. Whoa! Ripping and a tearing out there. Complete going. DMC, the longer it lasts, the better chance you've got. It's great to see you doing such a valiant effort. A lot of other people have been slayed long ago. As we sit here, wait behind the barriers, pray that it all goes successfully. Thank you so much. Duck the tadpoles. All my koala homies hate tadpoles. You're telling me, Wolfric. Whoa! And earlier a crack rock with a guy jumping around as well, and his little cat with his what's going on in his arms. It's really appreciated for 1,000,000 years and 1,000,000,000 years, and this wheel is never going to stop, and he's going to keep fighting and going and ripping and tearing. There goes the shit. Oh my goodness, it's spinning. Is it still on? Is it off? Is it on? Is it off? It may have come off. Is the wheel on or off? It may have broken as we pine for our Harith a homesickness for a place that never was, as DMC fights the tadpoles, as we ache for a society that others have destroyed, as DMC tears and tears at them, as the tadpoles defenestrate our hopes and dreams with whales of Gardyloo, as we find our syzygy, our natural alignment with the good in each other, as we study about in our thaumaturgic way, these dastard tadpoles fight us every single step. We'll never give up, whether it's Kenny or someone else. Oh, and it's gone back on itself. This is something we've never seen before. But it doesn't help us. It's still the end. The tadpoles have won again. There's no hope. DMC, you're gonna have to DM me, DMC, with your address details, your size, and we'll get that biggest fucking loser t-shirt out to you, because today, my friend, you are the biggest fucking loser. We appreciate your efforts, but get out of the way. You're out. It's all about the tadpoles. Congratulations, tadpoles, you bastards, as we pine for our Harith. As we demand a return to a normal society where people can make the best of their own lives. As we enjoy the frustrations and fight those tadpoles and never give up. Tadpole Games for 1,000,000 years, for 1,000,000,000 years. Nothing will ever stop us taking it to these tadpoles. And if there is one thing, one lesson that we've learned that you might not have noticed, but will be very important for this time next week, perhaps the thing that will make all the difference, the one answer, the one key, and remember this, and never ever forget,